My necessaries are embarked. Farewell. And sister, as the winds give benefit and conveys assisted, do not sleep, but let me hear from you.
Do you doubt that?
For Hamlet and the trifling of his favor, hold it a fashion and a toy in blood, a violet in the youth of grimy nature, forward, not permanent, sweet, not lasting, the perfume and suppliance of a minute, no more.
No more but so?
Think it no more, for nature crescent does not grow alone and thews in bulk, but as this temple waxes, grows wide withal. Perhaps he loves you now, and now no soil nor cautel doth besmirch the virtue of his will, but you must fear his greatness weighed. His will is not his own, for he himself is subject to his birth. Carved for himself, for on his choice depends the safety and the health of this whole state, and therefore must his choice be circumscribed unto the voice and yielding of that body, whereof he is the head. Then, if he says he loves you, it fits your wisdom so far to believe it, as he in his particular act and place may give his saying deed, which is no further than the main voice of Denmark goes withal. Then weigh what loss your honor may sustain, if with too credent ear you list his songs, or lose your heart, or your chaste treasure, open to his unmastered importunity. Fear it, Ophelia. Fear it, my dear sister, and keep you in the rear of your affection, out of the shot and danger of desire. The chariest maid is prodigal enough if she unmask her beauty to the moon. Virtue itself escapes not calumnious strokes. The canker galls the infants of the spring too oft before their buttons be disclosed, and in the morn and liquid dew of youth, contagious blasphements are most imminent. Be wary then. Best safety lies in fear. Youth to itself rebels, though none else hear.
I shall the effect of this good lesson keep as watchman to my heart. But, good my brother, do not, as some ungracious pastors do, show me the steep and thorny way to heaven, whiles, like a puffed and reckless libertine, himself the primrose path of dalliance treads, and recks not his own breed.
Oh, fear me not. I stay too long, but here my father comes. A double blessing is a double grace. Occasion smiles upon a second leave.
Yet here, Laertes, aboard a bore for shame. The wind sits in the shoulder of your sail, and you are stayed for. There, my blessing with thee, and these few precepts in thy memory. Look thou, character, give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any proportional thought his act. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. Those friends thou hast in their adoption tried grapple them onto their soul with hoops of steel, but do not dull thy palm with entertainment of each new-hatched, unfledged courage. Beware of entrance to a quarrel, but being in birth that the opposed may beware of thee. Give every man thy ear, but few voice. Take each man's censure, but resolve thy judgment. Costly thy habit, as thou purse can buy, but no expressed and fairly rich. No gaudy, for the apparel oft proclaims. The man and they in France of the best rank and station are a most selection and generous chief in that. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for a loan of oft loses both itself and friend, and borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry. This above all, to thine own self be true, and if most follow as the night the day, thou canst now then be false to any man. Farewell, my blessing season this in thee.
Most humbly do I take my leave, my lord.
The time invests you. Go, your servant's time.
Farewell, Ophelia, and remember well what I've said to you.
'Tis in my memory locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it.
Farewell.
What is it, Ophelia, he has said to you?
So please you, something touching the Lord Hamlet.
Very well thought. 'Tis told me he hath very often of late, in their private times to you and to yourself, have brought his voice free and bountiful. And if it so, as it is not the way of talking by yourself. You do not understand yourself as you do. And this is my daughter, and your honor. What is between you? Give me up the truth.
He hath, my lord, of late made many tenders of his affection to me.
Affection? Huh, you speak like a Greek girl, unsifted in such pearly a circumstance. You believe his tenders, as you call them?
I do not know, my lord, what I should think.
Mary, I will teach you. Think yourself a baby, that you have taken these tenders for true pay, which are not sterling. Tender yourself more dearly, or not to crack the wind of the poor phrase. Running it thus, you'll tender me a fool.
My lord, he hath importuned me with love, in honorable fashion.
Aye, fashion, go to, go to.
He hath given countenance to his speech, my lord, with almost all the holy vows of heaven.
Aye, springes to catch woodcocks. I do know when the blood burns, how prodigal the soul lends the tongue vows. I few, Ophelia, do not believe his vows, for they are brokers, not of that dye which their investments show, but more implorers of unholy suits, breathing like satisfied and pious vows, the better to beguile. This is for all. I would not and have plain terms from this time forth have you as to slander any moment of leisure, as to give words, or talk with the Lord Hamlet. Look to it, I change you. Come, your ways.
I shall obey, my lord.